As a domestic staff, one of the things you need to remember is that it's important for you to respect your employer. It's very, very important for you to show respect to your employer. So now there are so many ways, there are numerous ways you can show respect to your employer. And one of those ways is knowing how they want to be addressed. You don't make assumptions about how your employer should be addressed or how you want to address your employer. You need to find out from your employer how they want to be addressed. So once you get hired, or even during the interview phase, it's your responsibility as a domestic staff to find out from your employer how he or she wants you to address them. So you can be like, oh, ma'am or ma, please, how would you want me to address you? Would you like me to call you auntie? Would you like me to call you madam? Or would you like me to call you Mrs. This or Miss This? You need to find out. You need to ask questions. Everybody is different. Some employers might tell you, oh, you can just call me auntie. I don't mind. Another employer will be like, no, don't ever in your life call me auntie. You need to call me madam. Another employer will say, no, just address me by my first name. Like, you can just call me Juliet. Another employer will say that. Another employer will be like, no, you have to use Miss so, or Mrs. So, or Professor so. You need to find out these things. That's what shows that you are different. That's what shows that you are professional. That's what shows that you know the ethics of the job. That's what shows that you know what you're doing. You need to ask these questions. So don't just start working with somebody and then because you see that the person has not given birth to a child, or the person doesn't have a child, then you start calling the person auntie. The person may not appreciate it, and the person may not mind as well. But at the same time, the person may not appreciate it. So you need to find out. You need to ask questions. Don't just assume that because your employer is a single lady that has no kids, so the only title that is befitting to her is auntie. Don't make such assumptions. It's rude and disrespectful to make such assumptions and to treat somebody like that. You need to find out how they want to be addressed. Or because you know that your employer has given birth, then you call them, you attach them to the first name of their first child. Okay, maybe let me say their first child's name is Tiwa. And then you want to address your employer, you say Mommy Tiwa. She might not appreciate that. She might not like that. She might not want that, and she might want it. Because some of them might like it like that. Call me mommy this, call me mommy that. You get. So this is the reason why you need to communicate. You need to ask. You need to find out from them how they want to be addressed. That is one way you can show respect to them. And you might be working for an employer who is way older, maybe an elderly lady or an elderly man. So does that mean that because they are old enough to be your parents or your grandparents, and you start calling them mommy and daddy? They might not like it, and they might like it. They might want you to call them mommy. They might not want you to call them mommy. So it still boils down to the same thing. We need to find out how you want to be addressed. Don't make assumptions.